Drop a like and do share. Leave your comments and do not forget to subscribe for more videos.
What's up guys? This is Manoj Uptani. I welcome you all on behalf of the Edupedia world. We have already completed 5 of our presentations on which I did discuss with you some of the relevant topics relating to investigation and due diligence. This is the 6th video presentation in which I'll be covering the remaining topics which will be pertaining towards investigation. And in the same video, this presentation, I'm going to start one of the exciting topics, that was due diligence. So you'll get to know about the few basic things about what does due diligence actually mean and how do we usually proceed while we go for any entity's due diligence. So are you guys excited? Are you guys like fully enthralled upon? Perfect. So fasten up your seatbelts. We are about to take off with the first topic of the day, and that will be how is investigation on behalf of an individual or firm done when they propose to purchase a business. This question was asked in C.A Final examination for May 2004, and this is one such question which is repetitively like being asked in revisionary test papers. So it simply says about one thing. Let's suppose you are an individual, okay, or you are a firm. You are about to purchase or procure a business. But before doing that, you want to take up investigation on that. Okay, you want an investigatory agency to basically take care of the investigation procedure, whether they should acquire or purchase this business or not. So, what do we usually take care while we investigate on behalf of an individual or firm, whether in that particular case they propose to purchase in that business? So, the basic objective would be in this particular investigation on behalf of individual or firm for the purchase of business would be number 1. They need to decide whether the business is actually worth purchasing or not. Number 2, and if really it's worthwhile, that they need to decide what, guys, they need to decide the purchase price. If in case they are really thinking that yes, we should acquire that business, then what should be the exact, or if not exact, but the fair value of that purchase price of that business? These are the 2 basic things that needs to be done. So the investigation program will be very much similar to the kind of, I should say, valuation of shares. So you need to do some additional measures while you require the attention of the investigator in this particular case. So number 1, if in case, guys, it's the case of a proprietary concern or partnership, all you need to do is these things which I have mentioned over here. Number 1, that is the reason for the sale of business. You need to inquire why that person is basically willing to sell his or her business to you. Why is it that he or she is not willing to carry on that particular business of theirs? Is there some kind of problem which is going on in their business, or do they really want to like just quit that business and move on to with some other kind of business? So you need to obtain the reasons for that sale of business. Number 2, what will be the effect on turnover and profits on retirement of the present proprietor or partners? There might be a case wherein this business which was started by a person, it's running only because of the goodwill of that person. So if in case that person is going to sell you his or her business, what is the probable chances that the turnover or the profit in the forthcoming years are going to hit or go on for a toss? Check out the effect. You need to check out the effect of that particular shift on the turnover and the profits on retirement of the present proprietor or partners, as the case may be. Number 3, length of the lease under which premises are held and the prospects of its renewal or extension. Let's suppose the person who is like selling off his business to you, he started that business with the help of a lease. Let's say a lease of 9 years, 10 years, 20 years. Okay. Now that lease is about to get expired. There might be a chances that he is already aware of the fact that the government is definitely not going to provide him any further benefits, and now this lease is going to get expired and the same will not be renewed. What is the probable possibility that he is having in his hand? That could be one of that thing. Okay, let's just sell out this business and move to some other place, or maybe start with some other kind of business. There might be a possibility. So you as a purchaser, you need to take care of one thing. Whether the length of the lease under which the premises are held is the same being like under some kind of expiry, or what are the basic prospects that the same will get renewed, or extended for a while. So you need to check that. Number 4, unexpired period of the patents or any other rights which are owned by the vendors. This is again something which has like already been established. The person who is going to sell you some of his business or maybe his entire business, you need to check out if the same is some kind of patents or any kind of right being made on that particular business. So if yes, then what is the unexpired period of any of those patents? There might be a possibility that there is a patent and he or she may later on refuse to provide you the patent rights. What is the unexpired period of that? You need to check out that thing as well. Number 5 is the age of the present managerial staff and the prospects of continuing in service under the new proprietorship. It's very much rightly said, guys, that employees are the blood vessels for any of the organization. Finance is the core heart. If finance is the core heart of any of the organization, its employees are its bench strength. You need to analyze this thing, that if that particular business was going on very well in the past leadership of that proprietor who is now surrendering or selling off that business, is there a possible chances that the person who are actually working under that employer are still going to remain, honestly work out with complete integrity with you as well or not? So you need to check out if the same persons are going to retire or there are some of the new younger members who have joined the league with you and whether they are willing to continue with you under your new leadership or not. This thing needs to be taken care of because employees are extremely important for any of the company. Number 6 is the possible liability. There might be a possibility that as far as the books of accounts are concerned, there are some of the liabilities which are not shown in that books of accounts. However, there is some certain kind of possible liability which is not already provided for the payment of pensions or gratuity to the old or aged employees, retrenched employees. So there might be a possibility that you later on have to pay to all these persons. So you need to check whether there is some kind of contingent liability or some liability which is hidden from the books of accounts, and what's that possible liability that you need to incur all those expenses in the forthcoming years. You need to check out that. Next will be the change in the profitability of the business. So you need to check there will be a change in the profitability of the business as a result of shift of the existing customer or client base, particularly when the bulk sales are made to customers whose number is very small. This thing will be like investigated as it may affect the future possibility as well, guys. Next will be the change with respect to goodwill valuation. So goodwill valuation to determine whether the amount which is appearing in the books of accounts is less or actually more. Where there is no goodwill, the amount of goodwill should be determined properly, very properly. So these are some of the various great steps which you need to check out if in case you are like willing to go for a purchase of any of the proprietary concern or partnership. These are the basic things which needs to be investigated upon. And I hope I was able to make you clear with the kind of these things with illustrative examples. Next will be if in case the business belongs to a limited company. Now something bigger and better than the proprietary concerns or partnership. There is a possibility that the business belongs to a limited company. So what all things that you need to analyze and investigate while basically give a green signal to that individual or firm when they go for the proposal for purchase of that business or not. Number 1 is authorized and issued share capital of the company. Number 2 is the details of uncalled liability on the shares. There might be possibility that till now out of the share value, face value of like let's say 10 rupees, only 5 rupees have been like called till now, okay, that you want to receive from the shareholders and they have duly paid the same. Paid up capital is also 5, called up capital is also 5. So how much is the amount of that uncalled liability on the shares if the same is being available, if any? Number 3, division of capital into different classes of shares. The rights that are attached to each class, that is also something which needs to take care of. Number 4, particulars of the dividend paid in the past and areas thereof, if any. That is again, if I'll talk about something in relation to this particular thing, so that's most likely available in case of cumulative preference shares. Okay, so cumulative preference dividend is usually paid in that particular case. Number 5 will be the creation of mortgage or charge, if any, on the company's assets. A search should be made in the registrar of charges which is filed with the registrar of the companies. And lastly, the price at which the shares are being offered. If the company is a public company, the prices will be usually in excess of the market price which is quoted on the stock exchange. That is something which is very regular. Okay, if in case it's a case of unquoted shares, unquoted shares are the ones which are not basically listed on the stock exchange. So usually in case of stock exchange, you must have seen that the face value of the share is rupees 10. However, the same is being selling at a price of let's say 1000 rupees. Infosys is one of the example in that particular case. Even now at present, the Infosys share is running like anything beyond 1000 rupees itself. So you need to check out in that particular case, if it's a public company, the prices will be usually in excess of the market price which is being quoted on the stock exchange. And in case of unquoted shares, that is like private company shares, a valuation will be likely to be placed on the shares for the purpose of that purchase. So these are the things which you need to take care while you investigate, if in case the individual or firm is very much keen to buy that business which belongs to a limited company. I hope I was able to make you clear with each and every kind of example which I made you understand this topic with. Thank you on behalf of the Edupedia world. Keep interacting via questions, queries and YouTube comment boxes. I will love to answer each one of your queries and answers. Stay connected. That will help us way better. If in case you liked our video, do give us a thumbs up. We'll wait for your positive feedbacks as well. Perfect guys, I'll see you in the next presentation with a lot more exciting topics. Till then, sayonara, God bless. Bye.